Get the money, honey. 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 Yes. Happy Tuesday, everyone. I am Christina L Turner, Kingmaker, and welcome to my live. I'm also going to be doing live on my channel on Christina L Turner. Kingmaker for Facebook. So I am welcoming you to come in if you have any questions at all regarding the PPP. This is what I'm here for. I know some of you are like at loss because it does seem really, really simple. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Today is Tuesday. This is when I normally do my broadcast. But also, like I said, I'm on live today on YouTube and also on Facebook. So if you want to tune into Facebook and if you have any questions, just let me know. I'm going to get started. I'm going to wait a few more seconds because I know people are planning on coming in, being live, and I want to give them an opportunity to get in and let's get to talking. If no one comes in, hopefully the information that I leave here on this video will answer some of your questions that you may have or that you've been asking, specifically if you've been trying to do your PPP by yourself. It's kind of difficult to do all the forms, and it is, if you're not a CPA or you don't do taxes, in regard to like business taxes, it can actually be a problem for you. So I have two cameras going on. I have one for my Facebook Live, and I have one here on my live stream with StreamYard. This is the first time that I'm using the StreamYard product. They asked me how come I hadn't used it, so we're going to try it and see how it works for my live videos. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before I get started. I am Christina L Turner. I've been in business for over 27 years. I have a wedding event planning company that has been successful. We've been all around the world doing events all the way into even Europe, Brazil, everywhere, the Caribbean. I also have a tax company, C Turner Tax Services. So this is why I'm also talking about the PPP. And I have some other businesses as well. And I'm also an author of a book where I talk about taxes and how to build your personal credit. So I've been in business for a long time, and I tripped over myself doing business as well. That has, I made so many different mistakes in doing creative businesses. And even though I have business coaches, no, I'm not trying to sell you a product. Literally, I really want to help you because I know a lot of small businesses are having problems with keeping their doors open, and we're trying to leverage everything. We're trying to keep, the money in, keeping the money, honey, and all the other stuff. We're just trying to really do what we need to do to keep our business viable because it took us a while. And some businesses that have been in business for over 25 years are closing, like Pier 1 closed their doors. So one of the things I said I was going to give is we already in 3 minutes and 3 minutes and 30 seconds. So I'm just going to start talking now in regard to the PPP. So the applications, first you need to know that for every third party person who's going to be distributing you the money for the PPP, some of them have different requirements, okay? And what I mean by that is tax forms. Some of them require for you to have Schedule Cs. Some of them require for you to have Schedule Cs and 940s and 941s. And then also 1120s, that if you are S Corp or a regular C corporation, you have to have 1120s. And it can get a little bit complicated if you don't know how and where to put those figures in so that it match. Now, one of the things that I do is, and with my clients that I have done, we have done their taxes because you want to be able to have your taxes done. I know on some of the applications as well, they're asking for a 2019 and 2020 tax form, 1040 tax form, including the forms that you have, because we have business taxes and then we also have our own personal tax. They're also are asking for either or. Either you bring the Schedule C for 2019, or you're going to be bringing the Schedule C for the 2020. So now, one of the things that you need to understand is with the Schedule Cs, you don't have to submit all of them unless they ask you to. And what I mean by all, the 2019 and the 2020. You don't need to submit two of them. So if no more most tax preparers, what they do, they're most normally are very proficient in creating a Schedule C. Well, the information that you have to have on your Schedule C must coincide with your 940, your 941, and your 1120, which is also the Schedule K1. So everything, all your numbers need to match. And also, too, as I have stated in the other videos that I've done on Tuesday regarding the PPP, is that your last quarter of 2020 has to be 25% less or lower than what you made in 2019. So, what you need to understand for new entrepreneurs, because I've gotten calls and people said, you know what, I haven't started a business. I didn't start my business until 2020. As long as you started your business before February of 2020, by February, I think the 14th of 2020, you can qualify for the PPP. And a lot of people don't know that. If you are a contractor, your the person that you work for gives you 1099s, you can apply for a PPP as a contractor. It doesn't matter that you work for a company, but if they gave you a 1099, not a W-2, you can apply for the PPP. Another question that was asked, how do I, if I haven't applied for, can I apply for if I'm not registered with the Secretary of State? Yes, because even as a sole proprietorship, long as you have your EIN number, the date when you started your business, they can find it through your taxes, because that's another thing that they're going to be doing. They are going to be pulling your taxes for some people, and they will, some people, some of the third party lenders will ask you for to sign a 460T, so that they can get into your taxes. They can pull it so that it also has to match what was on your 2019, because I think everyone already, most have already filed their 2019 taxes, and hopefully that has happened, that your 2019 taxes have been filed, so that when they pull it, they can look and make sure that the numbers that you're stating is correct. Now, here's a problem that we're having with some brand new entrepreneurs. Some of the issues that we're having with some of the entrepreneurs is that you have not done your taxes, your 2019 taxes. So it's hard for them if you've had a business in 2019 and you did not do your taxes in 2019. It's going to be pretty hard if you state that you had your business through 2019 into 2020 at the last quarter. Okay. So one of the things that I want you to be aware of is that your numbers have to match. Your numbers have to match. Now, here's another thing. If you have written off all of your information, let's say, for instance, because one of the things I do know is that people do not like to pay taxes. And this is one thing I want to be clear with you. If you have a business in this juncture, you definitely are going to have to pay taxes if you're going to get the PPP, or your line on line 31, 21, on those lines of your 1040s and on your Schedule Cs, you will need to have a profit. If you're coming up minus anything, you're not going to be able to get the PPP. And I know it's really, really hard. I mean, it looks it seems really bad that you can't get it because you ran, you use all of your money to pay for all the expenses for your rent, to lights, all that stuff for your building, and then you come up with zero because you already expounded all of your expenses, and now you want to be able to get the PPP, and you're not going to be able to get it, and your business need more money. Now, one thing that I have, that I do know, that there is another program that's supposed to be coming out through the federal government after the PPP and the EIDL, that is worth up to $50,000 for small businesses. And it wouldn't matter if you got the PPP or the EIDL or not. I'm not sure exactly what those guidelines are yet because they haven't released it, but it is on the table. One of the other things too, can I do the PPP or EIDL if I have if I have only one employee? That would, or that would be yourself, because you're the only person in your business that's working. It's specifically in 2020, a lot of us, we had to lay off some of our staff. A few of our staff stayed part-time. Yes, you can still qualify for the PPP. Now, let me tell you something a little bit about the EIDL. The EIDL is only guaranteed to one person, okay, for $1,000 per each person that you have, that's working in your company. They give you $1,000 per person, okay? That's supposed to be the guidelines. With the PPP, is going according to what it is that you made, and then we have to put the numbers in. We take we take what your gross that you made, and then we subtract it to make sure that it reaches the maximum of $7,000, and that's the number that you normally would have paid your employees or yourself for your business. And then we put all the other factors in there on your 1120, on your 940s, and on your 941s. So everyone has to have these forms done, because you really don't know which one, like I said, depending on the lender. And this is another thing too that I really want to be clear on, is that please do not apply for for more than one lender. Don't do it. If you're going to go with Cabbage until they make their determination. If you're going to go with Fundbox, who then go with Fundbox, and vice versa. Do not put your application in multiple places, because this is what happens. The third party entities, even NAVE, for businesses or small businesses, they send your applications to the SBA. Okay, so when you upload it in the portal with all the requirements that they're asking, and they fixed the portal too, which I'm going to give you a little trick for right now. They fixed the portal so that if you don't have all the documents checked off, it will automatically check off. Like when I went into Fundbox, Fundbox is the people that I went through for my PPP last year. Fundbox is the same people that I'm going to be using for this year as well. But what I noticed different inside the Fundbox is that all the documents that you're supposed to upload, like your ID, your Schedule Cs, and they'll tell you specifically what they need, including a check. They need a check. Now, here's my tip. I don't write checks. I don't have checks. I know I'm one of the business owners. I don't have them. They're kind of like obsolete. I don't know a lot of people who do checks and stuff for like big contractors who are in constructions, and I've seen them do checks. I worked in a construction company before, and we had paper checks in the book and all that stuff. I don't do checks. But one of the things that you could do is what I did, and even though they said they're not accepting it, but just so that your application can get in, they cannot deny you. What they can do is say, we cannot accept this document is a statement with your numbers on it. Just load it up, okay? Just load up your statement, and so that it can check off, so that you can at least get in the system. Because what's going to happen is they're going to respond to you, and they will say, hey, it's not the bank statement that we need checks. Now, if you don't have bank checks, one of my colleagues, she did this. She offered it to her other clients as well. One of the things that she did, she told them to go to Walmart.com. Now, I went to Walmart.com. Don't walk in Walmart. Don't walk in Walmart. Don't do it, because they're not going to have checks there to print for you. You have to go to Walmart.com. Right now, Walmart has a backlog of people ordering checks because there's so many, and a lot of us don't have checks. So it's going to take almost 2 weeks for the checks to come. That's why I'm giving you the tip, is to upload your information, your banking information anyway. Okay, just upload it. They will let you know, okay, and say, hey, we don't need this letter, whatever. And that's just the Christina L Turner tip, okay, because I wanted to get my stuff in it. I did not want to sit and wait for 2 weeks, because it's still a first come, first serve kind of situation. So if I have all of my information in, and even that one little thing, even though they said no, we're not going to accept it, but they just don't know how many people do not have checks. We don't live in a check world. Another thing about the PPP and the EIDL, some of them are trying to process your information within 2 weeks. Okay, so within 2 weeks, and it may take longer, because you got to understand, you got the whole world. And some people that qualified for the PPP the last time may not qualify this time, depending on how their tax preparer or their CPA did their taxes for this year, to make sure that their fourth quarter was less than last year. So this is my thinking. I wouldn't so much worry about the 2019 tax. If they're done, they're done. However, if you just got into business, and even if you've been in business, I would really be concentrated on my 2020 taxes. I know that the tax IRS is not open. It's not going to be opening and receiving returns until February the 12th. That's the proposed time when the taxes we're able to have them transmitted into the IRS. So you can have, and things can change between now. You want to get your Schedule C done, you can get that done. Things can change. You want to make sure that you have all of your business information. And again, I'm going to tell you, you cannot have a negative income on your Schedule C. And yes, it will look scary that you will be owing taxes if you want the PPP. So you have to decide, do you want the PPP so that you can keep your business open to make more money so that you can pay the taxes off? And then also there's other things that you can do in regard to your tax liability that you can do, that the IRS do offer if you are in a impoverished situation, which basically about 85% of the US is in a situation, in some kind of situation whatsoever. If you're in the 1%ers, then I'm not even talking to you. But most of the normal Americans, other Americans, are having some type of situation, because people are being evicted and they have businesses, and their businesses done closed, and they don't have any other way around it. My thing is to tell you this, is to just go ahead, get it done. Now, this is the thing. If you need any help, because I'm going to tell you something, that 1120, if you're an S Corp and you don't know what you're doing, you can be penalized for not having the right information through the IRS. If you don't have that together, it's some tasks. It's a task doing that 1120. It is. It's a breeze to do a Schedule C, a breeze. but it is a tax to do 1120, and it's a little challenging for the 941, which is your quarterly on everything. And then you have to pick a quarter, which of course, what they're asking for is the last quarter. So that's all the tips that I have in regard. I'm not sure if anyone have any questions or anything. People are watching. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. But if you have any questions, let me know now, or you can call my office at 888 393 4555. I have to remember my numbers because I have more than one company. Or you can get me at info@cturnertaxservices.com. You can email me there. You can go to my website and you can fill out a form, and then I will get back with you right away as quickly as I can at www.cturnertaxservices.com. I am so happy that you tuned in today. Thank you so much. And I will see you guys next Tuesday. Be safe, be safe, be safe, and God bless.